Sony shut down the Demon Soul and the Shadow of Colossus remake studio, Bluepoint Games. That's why some of you in the chat were asking what happened with Sony. I missed that. It was a big deal on social media, but if you're a ball and gun gamer, you might not know who Bluepoint Games is. Yo, yo, shout out to Ariel with the $5 super chat, bruh. So let's talk about it, man. PlayStation has shut down Bluepoint Games, the studio behind the remakes of both Shadow of Colossus and Demon Souls. This comes from Bloomberg, which confirmed the news with PlayStation. Roughly 70 employees are going to be impacted by the closure when it officially occurs next month. Bluepoint Games is an incredibly talented team, and their technical expertise has delivered exceptional experiences for the PlayStation community. A PlayStation spokesperson told Bloomberg, "We thank them for their passion, creativity, and craftsmanship." According to the previous report from Bloomberg, Bluepoint was working on a live service God of War game up until January of 2025 when the project was canceled. The studio then spent last year pitching new projects, but ultimately was shuttered before it could go get one moving. Bluepoint was founded in 2006 by former, they're just talking about the history of this. This is disappointing because this is a talented studio. They didn't do anything wrong. And as far as I'm concerned, their games were successful. This kind of reminds, I think one of the reasons why people were pissed is it kind of reminds me of what happened with Hi-Fi Rush last year. Hi-Fi Rush was a really good game that sold well and Xbox just shut it down. And this is one of the biggest problems with fucking gaming right now. It's not the quality. I know y'all gonna get tired of this shit. If you think the quality of video games is terrible right now, you have a terrible palate. We don't give a fuck what you have to say. The biggest problem with gaming right now is capitalism. Because this, like I said, the studio last year with Hi-Fi Rush made a great game, sold well, didn't matter. Fucking, was it Bluepoint made great games, sold well, it didn't matter. I know, I didn't personally play it. I was thinking about getting it because I know I talked about it on stream a few months ago. I know people love that Demon Souls remake. People and Shadow of the Colossus is without a doubt a classic, a PS2 classic. It's a talented studio, and it feels backhanded when they give this. You guys are really talented, but you're gonna go. It seems like that. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe this conspiracy theory time. It almost feels like this is the remnants of Concord. Sony has had so many failed live service games. Other people are being affected. And speaking of live service, this kind of goes back to what I said with capitalism and why I think live service games are the devil. One of the reasons why these studios are being fired, it's not because they're not making games that are selling well or not good at all in terms of quality. The problem, and this is why I hate live service games, it's created this, the best way I can articulate the problem with live service games is it's fed the monster of capitalism, guys. So the problem with capitalism and these billionaires and these CEOs is they don't know when to fucking stop, right? Like your company could be generating $100 billion a year. And the problem with these people that wear these suits is at no point in their brain do they say, damn, last year we made 25 billion. This year we made 100 billion. Everybody's eating. All right, how can we sustain this? And if we can find growth, let's try to find like 1 to 5%. That's not what they do. This is why I keep trying to tell y'all capitalism is the problem. They have these, that's a great way of putting it, Joseph. They have unrealistic expectations. They want to turn that 100 billion into a trillion, or that 100 billion into 150, 200. They think that there's this unlimited growth that they can just keep extracting more and more and more resources out of you and I. And I'm here to let you know that's not possible because a lot of y'all are still PS4 niggas. It's simply greed. And what happens when greed takes a priority over everything else? Unfortunately, art suffers. There's no reason for these people to be laid off. I personally wouldn't have wanted a live service God of War game, but I'm pretty sure people would have at least tried it. But this company didn't do anything wrong, so I feel for the people that got laid off. It's crazy they would kill off these other studios in order to try and find their cash cow with a live service. Ding, ding, ding. And I feel like, unfortunately, Concord did some of this. I think with Concord, and then let's be real, Bungie's been a little shaky. And to be fair, and it feels like this studio is being punished for the things that the Sony reps did, right? Because keep in mind, Sony overpaid for Bungie. These dumbasses paid billions of dollars to buy Bungie after Destiny 2 had already been out for like 5 fucking years. There was no money to be made. By the time they bought Bungie, I think there was like 2 DLCs left that were planned. There was no money to be made off of that. And then Marathon, you know, I'm hoping it's good. Don't think I'm wishing failure upon it. I'm hoping it's good. But it is looking a little shaky. We don't know. That could go it could go either way. It could go left or it could go right. So I think between Bungie being a little shaky and Concord failing, but Sony doesn't want to give up the live service dream, people are suffering for no fucking reason. They're paying for other people's sins, unfortunately, bro. So I mean, I hope these talented people find another job, but I've seen the market is looking really bad across the board in the gaming space. I don't know why they didn't just let them do their own game, right? Like, let's say, because they said in this article they were working on a God of War live service game that got canceled in 2025. Maybe Sony felt like it wasn't up to what it needed to be. I guarantee you these guys didn't want to make that. They've already made a bunch of remakes for you that have been successful. So if this is a talented team like you swore that they were, why not give them the keys to do something that original? The PS5 could use more original games. It's fucking stupid, man. It's fucking stupid. People be like, yo, stop talking about, no, this is politics, unfortunately. There's no reason for these people to be laid off. So like, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of this studio, I do get why people love this studio and people are pissed off. Doesn't matter how good Marathon is, they'll never recoup the costs. Sony is just hoping they get success somewhere when, yeah. And can you blame? Because this is where I'm gonna put it on the consumer. Can you blame Sony? I'm not saying this is what I want for you and I, but can you blame Sony and these other corporations about they keep rolling the dice on these live service games? I've pulled up the stats on the top games on Steam. The top games on PlayStation, they're always live service games. People swear they hate them, but you don't. It's just a vocal minority of you on Twitter and Facebook bitching about the shit, but your homeboys cannot. NBA 2K26 was the best-selling game on PlayStation last year. And these be the same ones talking about PS5 ain't got no games, no original games. How would you know? You're on 2K. What Nintendo do? What does Nintendo have to do with anything? So, you know, unfortunately, another soldier. Where my water at, bro? Another soldier had to fail, bro. Another soldier had to fall. We're sitting in a Subnautica 2 less world right now because the publisher didn't want to pay the devs a bonus for meeting the deadlines. They don't even want to pay the developers, man. And this goes back. You know, I'm not happy that these people got laid off, but I am low-key happy when data surfaces, because people swear that I make things up and I'm just talking out of my ass. When I tell y'all, do not trust Sony. You do not want Xbox to fail, which we're going to talk about later, what happened with Xbox and that whole people like are celebrating the downfall. You do not want Xbox to fail. The day before yesterday, I covered a story where Sony said the way they're going to offset the uptick in costs on the RAM is they said they're going to start charging you more. They're probably going to put up the price on PSN and games and shit like that. Now they're shutting down studios. I'm telling you, competition is good. Even if you don't want to indulge in the competition, you should be rooting for the competition. As a customer, that means better games, better hardware, better prices, better performance, better all across the board. All these corporations are the devil. What's good? What up, everybody? Coming through. Tribalism benefits no one. It benefits no one, because I cannot stress enough, we are talking about video games. So RIP to Bluepoint. Unfortunate. I got a bunch of other PlayStation news as well. God of War remake trilogy may differ from the OG in a big way, Kratos says. Sony with no competition is why everything was on Blu-ray only for like 10 years when DVDs worked perfectly fine and they cost like 50% more. Well, to be fair, the Blu-ray did have competition. There was HD DVD. It's just the problem was HD DVD wasn't a good product. I believe Blu-ray could hold about twice as much data as HD DVDs and the picture was better. So to be fair to Sony, they got a monopoly on Blu-ray simply because their product was better. Wasn't nobody buying them HD DVDs. So that you got to blame, I think it was Microsoft that owned the HD DVD. It just wasn't a good product, to be fair. And you can only put out so many formats, right? The only time a format war is possible is right at the beginning on the cusp of a new type of technology. Whoever comes out and wins that scuffle is usually going to have the monopoly. It's just kind of how it goes. Because like you as the consumer, you don't want to constantly be going back and forth either, trying to figure out what's the best format. HD DVD was Toshiba. My bad. Whoever had owned it. Yeah, Toshiba. It was just, to be fair to Sony, Blu-ray was a better product. They competed. You said Laserdisc? Fuck no, nigga. But anyways, Kratos doesn't tend to talk much, saying only what he needs to and grunting the rest of the time. However, he had a lot to say this time with voice actor Christopher Judge talking a bit too much about developer Sony Santa Monica God of War Trilogy remake. As spotted by Kotaku, YouTuber Fuzz Pussy posted this encounter with a judge at Fan Expo Vancouver 2026. The video has since been deleted, but mirrors of it are still up. Fuzz Pussy had asked if Judge was playing Kratos in the remake trilogy, to which he reiterated that Kratos' original voice actor T.C. Carson will reprise his role as the God of War. Judge also told Fuzz Pussy that the team is putting all new technology in it and adding more stuff to the God of War remake trilogy, including a fighting system. He later said that you'll then be hearing about what we're doing probably later this summer. And no, what does he mean we if he's not in it? And no, he doesn't voice Kratos in the God of War Sparta either. Judge later reiterated on Twitter that he's not actually involved with the remake project in any capacity. So basically he got in trouble for snitching. He said on Twitter, "Let's be crystal clear. I have zero involvement with the original games and what they involve. Full stop! As much as I would love that everything I do in the future would involve God of War and all that bullshit in Sony Santa Monica, I have other projects that I'm super excited about. More info this summer, nigga." Yo, shout out to Goose Boost. Goose got the juice with the sub. Appreciate it. The YouTuber secretly was recording Judge. Yeah, I saw it. I saw the video that they're talking about. I saved it, but like the videos got taken down. So if you didn't see the video, basically this YouTuber went to a con where the voice of Kratos was speaking. And he had I guess like a GoPro or like some type of secret camera, and he was asking him questions and he recorded it. And to be fair, some people say that's scummy, like you in the chat. To be fair to the YouTuber, I do think it's scummy, because any chance of you going to a convention and getting any type of insider info from content creators or voice actors or actors, that shit is out the fucking door, bruh. I do think that the Kratos was trying to, engage with the community and, give you something fun to hold on to. But also, to be fair, he wasn't being a professional. No shade to him. You under NDA, you're not supposed to be saying that stuff. You got to be mindful that not everybody. I think the voice of Kratos, to be fair to him, was probably looking at it like, oh, this is a fan. Let's speak to the fans. But you got to keep in mind, just because somebody is there for you does not mean they are there for you. Let me repeat it. Just because somebody is there for you does not mean they are there for you. Sure, this YouTuber was a fan, but he had alternative motives. He trying to clout up. And it's funny, I don't know why niggas try to clout up off of this shit. Yeah, we're talking about it in an article, but next week we won't be talking about you. There's nothing to gain from this. So like, to me, this is an L across the board. You fucked it up for fans, because now these voice actors are not going to talk about anything other than what is already out and available to talk about. And you as a creator, I'm gonna be honest, all you did was get yourself blackballed. You're not getting invited to any events. They'd be like, oh, you that nigga that be snitching. So the moral of the story is, stop snitching.
Lock them up.
Oh, man.
Lock them up.
Nobody likes a fucking snitch. You should have kept it to your fucking self, bro. That nigga ran straight to the internet. Wait till I kill everybody. Like, calm down, bro. This info that he told, it ain't even juicy enough to, like, yeah, we talking about it, but we gonna move on next week. This ain't that juicy, nigga. What the fuck? Oh shit. More God of War news. God of War Sons of Sparta is why Shadow Drop. Oh, this is an opinion piece that I saved. I thought this headline was interesting. God of War Sons of Sparta, which is the new 2D game, is why shadow dropping a game is annoying for everyone involved. This was not the original headline. When I saved this article, the original headline was shadow dropping games is bad. Maybe they must have got some backlash because I didn't agree with that headline, but I wanted to read the article. Let's read the article and see what happens. On February 12th, during Sony's first State of Play showcase of the year, PlayStation announced and immediately released God of War: Son of Sparta, a side scroller. Yeah, it was a different title, so you saw it. I know I'm not crazy. A side-scrolling prequel to the series of angry dad action games. Its reveal and sequel release was a surprise to many. I can never pronounce that fucking word. I know what it means, but I can never pronounce that shit. Shout out to Ibusu with the gifted subs. Appreciate you. But now that reviewers have ample time with the game, one thing has become clear. Shadow drops are annoying for everyone involved. A week after its release, God of War: Sons of Sparta is sitting at a 66 overall Metacritic based on 32 reviews. This makes it the lowest reviewed God of War game in the series, including the PlayStation Portable spinoff and the other prequels we don't like to talk about. Its user score is about the same, 6.4, with a bit more than 500 reviews. If nothing else, Son of Sparta had accomplished the rare feat of uniting gamers with reviewers. For a 7.5 out of 10 review at PlayStation Universe, John Paul Johns called Son of Sparta well-crafted if unambitious. In a 6 out of 10 review, bro, let's get to your opinion. Now, normally I don't think it's helpful to discuss a game's price when evaluating its merit. I can't tell you what a dollar means to you, and that line of thought widely contributes to the misguided notion that games are products of technology, not works of art. But the fact remains, Sons of Sparta came out. It cost money to play. People spent a fraction of a week's paycheck to try it, and in many cases, they did not know what they were spending money on. It's no stretch to imagine some people picked it up purely on the pedigree of the God of War name and got, well, that above paragraph of lukewarm adjectives. A platform like Steam might not let you return a game if you play it for less than 2 hours. PlayStation does not. Is a shadow drop fair to those fans? I don't agree with this argument. Shadow dropping doesn't always pan out for developers either. Like it or not, the marketing and the hype cycle is a critical part of releasing a game in the modern era. Shadow dropping a game narrows its immediate audience only to the most plugged in segment of the audience. To those who regularly read gaming sites or tune into PlayStation, when the strategy doesn't work, the results can be dire. The problem with this logic is by that logic, we should just have police sitting at the game aisle in Walmart and Target and Costco and whatever other store you frequent, Best Buy, right? And the police will sit in the Walmart gaming aisle, right? And when you show up to buy a game, the gaming police at Walmart will say, hey, did you read an article or watch a YouTube video? Oh, you didn't? You can't buy this. What the fuck are you talking about? That's a part of life, taking L's, wins and losses. Come on, Meek Mill said it. Come on, y'all. During a January 23 showcase, Xbox surprised they released Tango Gameworks rhythm action game, Hi-Fi Rush. By almost all accounts, a universally terrific game that apparently didn't find its audience quickly enough. A year after release, Microsoft closed the studio. That's bullshit because it sold over 1 million copies in like the first 6 months. Microsoft closed the studio because they're just fucking bullshit. That's why. This is what I mean when I say it's bad. The problem with these gaming websites is they have to put out articles every 30 minutes. So niggas just be on the internet saying shit, bro. I don't agree with this. Shadow dropping is fine. And actually, this article is a great example of what I was talking about with the High Guard stuff. A lot of people were saying High Guard failed because it was a live service slop and nobody wants any more live service games. And I said, that's bullshit. All the best selling games on PlayStation and Steam are live service games. And when you make disingenuous arguments like that, it takes away from actually solving the problem and talking about the quality of said game. Because the problem with High Guard was the quality of said game. And some people did talk about it, but I saw a lot of that bullshit. This article is another example, right? Instead of blaming the quality of the game for why it failed, you're now talking about, oh, this game's a failure because it's shadow dropped. Well, Apex Legends shadow dropped and niggas still won't get off that shit. So I don't agree with this. This is once again taking away from the conversation of you need to focus on the quality of said game, and we also need to be focusing on the economics of games because they're ruining them, bro. Shadow dropping is great. Shadow dropping is an actual great marketing strategy if the product is good. If the product is good, then what happens is it induces FOMO. Oh, I gotta. Matter of fact, I'd argue this game did it. It induced FOMO. They dropped this shit and people found out a new God of War was out. Oh, it's the prequel story, the story of a young Kratos. People was excited to try it. So they tried it and they said, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like it's okay. It's a 6 out of 10, but this ain't God of War. The problem is the product quality. That's it. Was it Fortnite Shadow Drop? Nah. Fortnite has Save the World out for like a whole year. And then there were rumors that they were coming out with a BR. And then they dropped it. I still want to try it. I wouldn't pay more than like $10 for this shit. This is a Steam sale. Unnecessary propaganda. They just want clicks. Yeah, I don't agree with this opinion. But, you know, we all entitled to our own. It is what it is. Arc Raiders was kind of that for me. Arc Raiders wasn't a shadow drop, though. Like, they had been talking about that. Originally, Arc Raiders was supposed to be a free-to-play game. So, nah, that wasn't shadow dropped. But you might have not heard it and you still tried it. It turned out to be good because you liked the product. How long is the game? Hollow Knight was shadow drop. People love Hollow Knight. Them Silk Song niggas was some of the most annoying in 2025. Speaking of data, though, more data. If you're wondering why Sony shut down Bluepoint, I'm gonna keep knocking this hammer over y'all head till y'all get it. The problem with most games, because the problem with the last game we just talked about, Ghost of Sparta or whatever that shit was, the God of War game, was the quality of the game. But the biggest problem in gaming is microtransactions, loot crates, and economics and greed. Because it's now dictating what type of art is made. And the worst part is, maybe not you in the chat, but your friends are indulging in this shit and creating a cycle that they hate. Because the main people that complain gaming is dead are the main people this article is talking about in this headline when it says most PS5 owners have been playing the same game since 2022. And when you do that, you spend all your money on that, it might feel like there's nothing to fucking play, but also the corporation's gonna look at all the money you spent on skins and they're gonna say, well, why the fuck would we make another Shadow of the Colossus? Because Shadow of the Colossus is a very artsy game, another Demon Souls, when we can make a Fortnite clone. Retail tracking from Sarcana shared the top 5 most played PlayStation games in 2026. The list is the same as last year, with Fortnite at the top. Looking back at 2023 and 2022, you'll notice that the most popular titles have not changed much at all since then either. That's the bad news for developers trying to release new multiplayer games and for fans hoping for more innovation. I'm telling you, live service games have created this new, I'm gonna call them sunken cost fallacy gamers. They cannot get off of these live service games because they spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on these games. And if you've spent thousands of dollars on skins, you're less inclined to go try something new because you feel that you have to play it. Is my stream going down? Oh my gosh. We dead? We dead? We dead? I see the frame rate dropping. Hold up. Let me check on Twitch. Let me check on Twitch. It's lagging. Oh my fucking God. Let me check. From sunken cost fallacy. It's still up for me. They trying to silence you? Yeah, they don't want it. It's still up on YouTube. Bet. Okay, the connection's looking. I'm gonna give it 2 minutes. I'm gonna give it 2 minutes. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go find my water. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna go find my water. We're still live on YouTube. It's just laggy. I do see it's dropping on my OBS. Let me find my water real quick. Oh. I left it on the other side of the room. Okay, it looks like the connection restabilized. We good? We good? I knew if I gave it a minute. The industry tried to silence me. It's cool. Half the ball and gun gamers don't even get along with each other. They're mostly just straight up shooters and they don't get along with each other. But yeah, let's take a look. 2025's most played games on PlayStation: Fortnite, Call of Duty, GTA 5, Roblox, Minecraft. In 2024, Fortnite, Call of Duty, GTA 5, Roblox, Minecraft. In 2023, Fortnite, GTA 5, Call of Duty, Minecraft. In 2022, Grand Theft Auto, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex Legends. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to a low IQ individual that is not in tune with gaming culture, what they will probably see reading this list is, oh, that speaks to how trash games is. We got to keep playing the shit. To me, as somebody who reviews games for a living, what it says to me is you're just not either in tune or you're blissfully ignorant and dismissive. And I know for a fact, most of it is you're dismissive. Because I got people in my chat all the time saying, I try to put my homeboy onto this. I try to put my friend onto this. And they say, I ain't playing that nerd shit. Well, if you're not open to anything, why are you complaining about everything? Let me repeat that. If you're not open to anything, why are you complaining about everything? Just shut the fuck up and play Grand Theft Auto 5. Resident Evil 9 is about to come out. Neo 3 just came out. Crimson Desert's about to come out. Gamers is eating, bruh. I confess, I'm pretty convinced my friends are frauds getting to try. And here's the thing too, y'all gotta start making some new friends, bruh. Gotta start making some new friends. If they don't wanna get on a game with you, you might need to make some friends that'll get on the game with you. And if them old friends get mad, be like, well, y'all niggas is closed-minded. I mean, we can hang out when we talking basketball or something, but y'all don't be on the game, bruh. So this is, if you're wondering why, this is actually a great full circle moment. If you're wondering why Bluepoint Studios got shut down, this is why. These games generate a shit ton of fucking money, and I think it has to do with sunken cost fallacy. The sunken cost fallacy gamer did not exist when I was a kid. This is a new thing with these live service games where people have thousands of dollars on their fucking account and they refuse to try anything else because they feel, and then the battle pass too. The battle pass makes you feel like you have to play these games. Some people said when I made that video about the psychology of microtransactions that it wasn't that deep. It is that deep. Some of y'all, a lot of y'all are getting manipulated. And unfortunately, you're missing out on some of the coolest fucking experiences and inspiration that you could ever see. These games are fun, sure. Like I'll hop on Call of Duty every once in a while. You know, I'm sure Minecraft has a lot of creativity. Outside of maybe Minecraft, these 4 games ain't really inspiring anybody. You niggas is on online gangbanging and shit. Like, what are you talking about? It's the kids. They got no money but hella time. They playing free to play games like a motherfucker. It's not the kids. The kids may fill the server, but the average gamer is 35 plus. It is people 20 to 40 spending money on these games. The spenders are the older people. So nah, it's a combination of both. You can't just blame the kids. And the worst part is Call of Duty, it leads PlayStation the month of January. It was a quiet month in January with very few new releases and a bit of calm down, but from a busy holiday season, leaving Call of Duty Black Ops 7 again the best-selling game of the month. I thought we hated this game. The internet is so, this is why I say, like, you always got to take the internet with a grain of salt. You would have thought Black Ops 7 was not going to sell the way people was talking about it. With the campaign, best-selling game of January. Like, somebody's playing this shit, and it may not be you in the chat, but it is your homeboy. I need y'all to grab them by the shoulder and shake them. They're in a trance. Oh! Rattle that brain up. We got to do a hard reset on the community. Twitch views doesn't equal sales once again. Twitter tweets do not equal sales. Exactly, bro. Oh my goodness. They always making them Call of Duty is dead videos. Facts, bro. We hate skill-based matchmaking. We're not gonna play this shit. I don't know. The numbers say otherwise. The numbers say otherwise. Clearly somebody likes it. I'm okay, buddy. I was just being silly. You being silly too? The game was hated on Twitter, but not in real life. Here's an interesting article. Video games are losing the attention war to gambling, porn, and crypto, according to an industry analysis. A new report from Elypion, a gaming industry advisory company headed by venture capitalist and marketing guru Matthew Ball, has broken down the state of the video game industry and has published data indicating the medium is losing war for people's attention over other ventures, including gambling, crypto, and porn. The report, a lengthy 164-page presentation, which you can and should read yourself, dedicates a whole section called Video Games Are Losing the Attention War. Shout out to the Countdown with the $20 super chat. He says, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, big dog. It starts by comparing pre- and post-pandemic consumer spending from 8 major video game markets: the US, Japan, South Korea, UK, Germany, France, Canada, and Italy. Prior to the pandemic, these countries made up over 60% of the total spending on video games. Post-pandemic, almost all those regions have seen a drop in gaming population. In the US, 2.5 to 4 points worth of players stopped playing video games. The Canadian Trade Association found in its latest report that roughly 1 in 6 players prior to the pandemic have stopped playing. Now, to be fair to this report, I don't think this speaks to the quality of video games or even the competition that it faces. What happened is the pandemic is over. Everybody's numbers were up through the roof during the pandemic, including my stream. Everybody was stuck in the house. Everybody was playing games. Everybody was trying to be a streamer. So, and this article is proof that I keep trying to tell y'all that capitalism is the problem, because these analysts are looking at this data and saying, oh, the numbers were inflated because of the pandemic and everybody in the world was stuck in the house. Instead of making that logical decision, right? Yeah, everybody had a podcast. Everybody was on Twitter Spaces. But instead of making that logical correlation that everybody was stuck in the house, the suits and the board of directors, who are just money hungry, all they're saying is, why are we not making as much money? It's got to be the quality. No, the numbers were inflated. That's all it was, bruh. These decreases in participation have resulted, and the reports posits in a drop in spending, of course. In the US and PC and console, the spending is down 8% since 2020, which comes roughly to $2.5 billion. Yo, shout out to Nightmare with the $20 super chat. With Marathon going on Horizon, I want to say Bungie has never made a bad game. Halo 1-3, ODST, and Reach. Revisionist history wants Destiny 1 and 2 to be bad. They were good games. They just ran their course. Destiny 1 was bad when it came out. They fixed it. But the rest of them I'll give you. I'll say for the most part it did run its course. I mostly agree with you, but Destiny 1 was bad. Let's not that's revisionist history. That game was definitely bad when it came out. It was the Taken King that saved it. But anyways, back to what we was talking about. Yeah, everybody was a streamer, numbers was inflated, everybody was a podcaster, all that shit. And that's why the numbers are down. It's really that simple. And then add the insult to injury, what also has happened since the pandemic has ended, we've had the rise of gambling. I mean, gambling was already there, but this shit, like in the last 5 years, has gotten really fucking bad. And gambling uses a lot of manipulative tactics that I've covered in YouTube videos to keep you, the consumer, hooked. You know what I'm talking about, all them sports book apps. The reason it's pulling away from gaming is because they are being manipulated into using those apps daily. Some of y'all are in a parlay pandemic right now. Y'all don't want to talk about it. You in a parlay pandemic right now, bruh. You got a streaming platform that's completely backed by a gambling service. Half the streaming community got that stake ad on their shit. It's getting people hooked. I don't know what's going on with the porn shit. I can't speak on that. I touch grass. And then the crypto stuff. There's no way for me to prove this, but I'm gonna just give an educated guess on why I think crypto is pulling attention away from people who used to be gamers. So not only people are not locked in the house anymore, you know what also has changed since the pandemic? The economy has been pretty bad. Like inflation was really bad up until like the last year with Biden. And then Trump came in and said that he was gonna fix shit. It got worse. Thank God the Supreme Court blocked the tariffs, but this nigga tweeted out he's still going to try to get the global tariffs going or whatever. The point I'm trying to make is between Biden and Trump, the economy's been, yo, I swear to God, I don't even like looking at my investment portfolio anymore. I'm over it. I know they say buy the dip. Guys, I'm over the dip. I'm ready for some stability. I saw on TV that nigga from Shark Tank, Mr. Fantastic, that dickhead. He was panicking because I don't know if y'all follow the news. The Supreme Court blocked Trump's global tariffs. They say he doesn't have the power, which if you follow politics, you would know that it's Congress that's supposed to vote on that. It's not, the president doesn't just get to do whatever the fuck they want. He's not a king, right? So they blocked it and they said the vote, you can do it, but the vote has to go through Congress, right? So he's all butthurt and shit like that. And Mr. Fantastic was on TV from Shark Tank talking, because also in the report, they said that legally Trump might have to pay back every corporation that paid a tariff. And they talking about like Trump might own like $200 billion or some shit, right? So Mr. Fantastic was on TV. The shareholders are calling. They want their fucking money back. I don't know what, that nigga was ready to cry on TV. That shit had me, I'm not gonna lie, the news made me laugh. I was like, fuck that nigga Trump, bro. That shit had me lying, bro. So they're talking about they might have, the government might have to pay back corporations because the tariffs were illegal and they've been fucking over businesses, large and small. So what does that have to do with everything? Let me bring it back full circle. The point I was trying to make is due to the inflation, the tariffs and all this stuff between the last two administrations, I think we've seen a rise in crypto bros because I think there's no science behind this. This is just my educated guess. I think people are feeling hopeless, especially PS4 niggas. But you niggas always been hopeless. Don't blame it on Trump. Don't blame it on Biden. I think people are feeling hopeless. The job market is terrible. We've had zero, I repeat, zero job growth since this nigga took office, bruh. So the job market is terrible. People are being underpaid. These corporations is greedy as fuck. I feel like crypto is the new, you know, the old head at the gas station scratching the scratch off tickets, trying to win the Powerball. Like the Powerball is still a thing, but I feel like crypto is like the new Powerball. People hear about these coins that people are making a shit ton of money off of, and they're thinking, oh, let me go invest in this, that, and the third, and maybe I can, you know, become a millionaire tomorrow. I think it's just kind of like hopeless, kind of risky spending. And that's taking people's attention away from the gaming stuff. It all kind of circulates. But that's just my guess. I don't really know, bro. But he said, but the Dow's over 50. It's funny because the Dow dropped the day after she said that shit. Essentially, crypto's the new gambling. Yep, that's a good way of putting it. That's a good way of putting it. No, we're not cheering for that. I was cheering for the way you articulated it, but we're not cheering for the gambling. You articulated it. Yeah, interest rates is high as fuck, bruh. And this article proves that the suits are the fucking problem. Crypto's the new gambling. You got fucking these sports books. You got OF. People are down bad right now. And instead of the executive saying, man, maybe the world, the Epstein files. We're basically learning damn near every fucking conspiracy theory on YouTube from 2010 might be true. Tinfoil hat type shit. The world is just in a shitty spot right now. And instead of them saying that, and maybe we should reevaluate our strategy on how we can get to the consumers, they're just like, man, they're terrible right now. Niggas is stupid. Some of the stupidest people I ever met. They be running these businesses, bruh. Yeah, the world is just in bad shape right now. It's in bad fucking shape. It's even worse if you got a PS4. Yeah, 2026 ain't it. Yeah, maybe 27 will be our year, man. I'm already over 26. I ain't gonna hold you. Literally no one's in charge knows what they're doing, knows what they're fucking doing, bruh. And the worst part is too, I don't know if y'all been following the news before we get into the next story. They lining up warships and planes in the Middle East too. They talking about attacking another country while this nigga, it's so crazy to me, not to get on my pedestal for a second, but it's so crazy to me that in 2026, we are watching the president of the United States try to redefine what the word pedophile and what the word peace means, because he keeps calling himself the president of peace. Look it up. We lining up all our war assets in the Middle East, getting ready to attack. I didn't know that meant peace. Shit is fucking, I'm over it, bro. I'm over it. I'm fucking over it, bro. The board of peace is wild. Them niggas all can eat a dick. Anyways, and more positive news, because Lord knows we can need some. We need some. It's been pretty rough. Nier Automata has sold 10,000 copies, man. 10 million copies, my bad. He said I haven't said one lie. Yeah, I've never been suicidal, by the way. Shout out to Nier Automata, sold 10 million copies. I thought it would have been hit that number by now, but hey, a win's a win. It kind of proves my point. This is a great game. 10 million is nice, but I thought it would have sold at least 20 to 30 by now. And it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier of like, these people will not get all. It doesn't matter if the game is good. These people are addicted to Fortnite. They are addicted to Call of Duty. They are addicted to GTA 5. They are addicted to Roblox. Games that should be selling way more, because this is good, but in my opinion, it should have sold more. It doesn't, because people cannot. And the worst part is some people will be like, well, then these companies need to compete better. Normally, I would agree with that. The problem with these live service games have introduced new psychological tricks, and a lot of your friends are addicted to these live service games and they don't know it. I covered it in my video. They use the same tactics that gambling companies and casinos use to trigger dopamine hits in your fucking brain, and you get excited, you get addicted to these live service games. And now, and the worst part is, now you got consumers in the gaming space, maybe not directly, but pseudo defending these corporations by saying things like, well, maybe this game would have sold 20 million if it was as good as Fortnite. No, Fortnite is fucking pimping you niggas, bro. We're not ready for this, bro. But the worst part is, motherfuckers, this is another problem too, bro. I'm getting old. I'm over this shit. Here's another problem too. It's hard to have a serious conversation about shit because literacy levels and comprehension is in the fucking toilet. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all an example, because hold up. Let me give y'all an example real quick, because I saved this shit. Let me download this. I saved it. I'm gonna download it to my desktop. Y'all won't be able to see the signal because it blocks the screen. I sent this to myself. This is a comment. This is a comment from a video I uploaded on Instagram and TikTok. And in this video, I was talking about PS4 niggas. Y'all have heard me talk about this before. I was talking about how the PS4 is holding technology back. Developers, the hardware producers, Sony, game developers, they've all said they cannot push the hardware in the PS5 and the Xbox Series because they have to still develop games for the Xbox One and the PS4. This is not what I feel. This is a fucking fact. This is how technology works. When a new technology comes out and innovates, you adopt it at some point and we continue to progress society. And I was talking about how PS4 niggas, they would have hated if we discovered fire. They would have hated the wheel. They would have hated cooking. Why we need to cook? Let's just eat the meat out the belly. No seasoning. Fuck cleaning the food. The light bulb, fuck it. I said nothing about PC gaming in this fucking video. This nigga left I just couldn't believe it. I had to respond. Most of the time I ignore, I couldn't believe it. I think he deleted the comment because I was just gonna pull it up. I couldn't find it. This man responds to the video and says, low key, this is why I don't like your content. Seems like you can't stop yourself from shitting on console players because you're on PC. I did not shit on console players in this video. I talked about how old technology holds back new technology. And specifically, I was talking about the PS4. I wasn't even talking about console gaming as a whole. I said nothing about PC. But this shit be in my comment section. So when I say things, it makes me wonder how much is it flying over a lot of people's heads. This is another reason. So if I was president, I'm not gonna lie, we need less missiles and we need more teachers, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. Just dodge the whole fucking point. Because I feel like things that are very simple for me to understand, a lot of people are not because I don't want to just pick on him. I see this a lot in my comment section, but most of the time it's like things that maybe it's like one thing they misinterpreted, but they might have got it for the most part. When I see this shit and just the point just completely flies over here, I'm like, yo, it's hard to solve a problem when like stupidity is on the fucking rise, bro. It's bad. I've been seeing these people showing up more often on videos. It's fucking bad. So it's like, to bring it full circle, the reason why I even brought that up, talking about the sales and stuff. It's hard to explain to someone they're being manipulated by these live service games, and this is why I fucking hate them, because they don't understand they're being manipulated. That's the point I wanted to bring up. And I've been trying to wrap my brain around, because I want free all my niggas, man. I want my niggas to be free. I don't know how to get this through to people, man. If I say it nicely, they don't listen. If I say it meanly, they don't hear anything I say. Yo, shout out to Astro with the super chat. Nier got the best soundtrack of all time. I don't know about all time, but it does have a good soundtrack, though. No Child Left Behind did what it spoke. Did a lot of damage, bro. But shout out to Nier. Shout out to Nier. For the sales, bro. I didn't get to the Microsoft news yet. I know this has nothing to do with gaming, but just wanted to share some positive stuff before we get into more negative. Comic book news for all my reading dweebs out there. First look at Absolute Green Lantern. And the thing I noticed about this image, a lot of people are focused on his face, but like it looked like his bow and arrow made of like machetes. I think Absolute Green Arrow might be Dominican, guys. The Que Lo Que Justice League? Like it's a 6-issue limited series that's supposed to be coming out later this year, bro. Green Lantern. me no pop, me no black, me no black. But I like the character design. It's cool. And then other news, I was excited about this one because this is actually low-key one of my favorite books from last year. Shout out to Watts with the big raid. Shout out to Watts with the raid. Appreciate you. The DC Sonic where my Sonic fans at? The DC Sonic crossover has been renewed. Last year, DC came out with a crossover with Sonic. I thought it was pretty good. It was like a solid, I read the whole thing. It's like a solid 8 out of 10. I would define it as a fun read. It's really good fan service. It's nothing that's gonna blow you away from a story, but I thought it was a fun kids book. And I was like, man, I hope this gets animated. I think it might get animated because it just got renewed. DC fans' favorite crossover, DC and Sonic, returned in May of 2026 for the Metal Legion. We got the Bat Hogs, bro. We're spoiling you with comic book announcements today, Super Friends. Another hot off the presses announcement from DC is now a fan favorite crossover series. DC and Sonic speed back into the comic book stores following the runaway success of its first run. This brand new 5-issue comic book adventure will reunite the Justice League with Sonic the Hedgehog and Team Sonic, featuring more characters pairing for fans to look forward to. The next chapter of this blockbuster will come out May 5th, 2026. So yeah, they're shunting. I like the character designs. It's cool. I'll be reading it. That's kind of fire. Hey, I hope it gets animated. I think it would be a fun little Blu-ray movie. Put it on HBO Max or Amazon or some shit like that. What else we got for you? New Teen Titans. DC Comics has announced the new lineup for Teen Titans. The series offers a new take on the iconic team, with Red Hood joining with the group of plugged-in, hyper-capable young heroes to find missing teens with superpowers. This nigga looks like Naruto. The only person I know in this group is what's the name? Red Hood, and then that's Mr. Fantastic, not Mr. Mr. Fantastic's Mr. Terrific, my bad, Mr. Terrific's son. But other than that, I don't know who any of these people are. I said Mr. Fantastic. What's the best way to get into comic books as someone that primarily reads manga? Google. I can't, for legal reasons, I cannot say what's on my mind, but matter of fact, if you sub on Twitch or YouTube, there is a link to a Discord you can connect to. It may be some links in there for you to put you on the right path, but I don't know. Anyways, last but not least, allegedly. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem 2 has its release date and has been moved up a month to August 13, 2027, which means they're feeling confident. I'll be watching it. I watched the last one, Mutant Mayhem. Before we move on, what I liked about this last film, I liked this take on the Ninja Turtles. A lot of people were super focused and mad that April was black, which is funny because if you know anything about the Ninja Turtles and the history of it, April was originally supposed to be black. They changed her white because they felt like it was like the 80s. Come on, you guys know. But anyways, it was kind of like them paying homage to the original concept of the character. So I thought that was cool. But my favorite thing about this last movie was I like the take on this Turtles because I felt like it was the first time the Turtles felt like they were from New York. Because I feel like people forget that they live in New York. So like it kind of had this kind of hip hop aspect to it. The way that they spoke and like the music that was playing and stuff like that. I actually really liked this Ninja Turtles movie. I felt like it got good reviews, but like it kind of just fell to the wayside. So if you haven't seen Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, it's definitely worth watching. It was a good film. It was really fun. Bacon, egg, and cheese type shit. Yeah, they were definitely more black coded, which I liked. I felt like that was a more realistic take on them.